This week in movies, we're talking about two. We're going to start off with The Surrogates. Big deal.
Especially for this show.
For our show. Yeah. Only for our show.
Well, I mean, it's a comic book turned into a movie with Bruce Willis.
Here's why it's a big deal. It's a very under-the-radar comic book.
Yes.
Put on the radar for a brief shining moment by this show.
This show made the radar blip.
If you remember episode 21 of our show, not only did we review
Jacked Off.
Right. Not only did we review The Surrogates, but one of the more famous moments in the history of our show.
Let us self-congratulate.
Well, no, it's a Danism. It has gone down in history as a Danism.
It was a very funny thing.
One of the first times you broke the show.
Broke the show, right. Very funny.
Damage, not murder.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And if you're about to be raped, you just jack off. I don't know.
Oh my God, you're gonna rape! Okay, I'm better.
Oh.
That was really close. I almost got raped, but
Why
I
do I do these? Why do I say anything? Not only that, but you can. Okay. Surrogates is based on a comic by Robert Venditti and Brett Weldell, and I don't know if I pronounced that guy's last name right.
Yeah.
But it's set in a future where mankind has built robots to go out and live their lives for them. Mm-hmm. Surrogately. People sit in these like STEM chairs, they're called, and they just view, it's not like, you know, the movie Strange Days where they just saw the memory or whatever. It's like you really are just experiencing that life. And if you are, like, if you're about to get raped, for instance, you could just jack out. And the movie stars Bruce Willis as a detective who's examining, what is it called when a detective investigates a crime where
like a doctor, he's examining the crime.
A surrogate robot was killed, as well as the guy in control of the surrogate was killed at the same time.
For the first time ever.
For the first time ever. And basically through that, that device is a surrogate to explore the world of this future. It's directed by Jonathan Mastow, who is no stranger to the hot machine-on-machine action. He did Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. But
you're in rare form today.
He also did one of my favorite movies. I know it's one of your favorite movies. One of the best modern suspense films ever made, called Breakdown.
Great movie.
Okay.
Kurt Russell,
the trucker, him and his wife
such a brilliantly
get pulled over on a highway
premise,
and then a trucker's like, and his wife has gone missing. And no one admits to ever having seen his wife.
Was she Sandra Bullock?
No, she was.
Somebody
I don't know who she was.
She's in Apollo 13.
It's okay. It's up here, right?
Yeah. So anyway. No. So The Surrogates. Not only that.
Wow.
There's
still talking about The Surrogates.
Alice, what'd you think of the movie?
Well, so we really enjoyed the comic and sort of have had this sort of like virtual love affair with the concept.
Right.
And the trailers for this movie, I was very roared about it. And then inevitably, I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was really fun. I thought, is it a great movie? No. Is it a go run out and if you miss this, you're gonna be, bummed beyond? No. But it was fun. I enjoyed the chase. I didn't like how they made the surrogates seem so like robot-y. You know what I mean? I thought the whole point was
visually, you mean, or
and like guys like would sort of do like twitchy stuff, and they would act sort of like I'm now my robot guy, and it was like
and the dance sequence when they're all like
and I didn't get that. Well, no, the dance sequence was basically like what the dance sequence was. But so that kind of took me out because I thought the whole point was you couldn't really tell who was and wasn't a surrogate right off the get-go. It's just like, oh, 4 models are coming to attack me. They must be surrogate. So anyway, so I dug it. I enjoyed it. I had fun. Towards the end, it got a little, but I liked it.
I thought it was decent as well. I didn't love it, but I thought it was a solid entertainment film. You know, I think that the thing we all really loved about the comic was the ideas and how well fleshed out those ideas were. And I don't think the film prioritizes ideas in the same way that the comic did. It prioritizes action and moving you through the story, and that's okay because that's kind of what movies are for. But I wish the movie had embraced the ideas a bit more, and the suspense of the whodunit played out a little better. I felt like the reveals didn't land in a very impressive way. Overall, I had an enjoyable time seeing it, and I wouldn't say I wouldn't say it's a bad movie at all. It just didn't live up to the source material in the way that I had hoped it would.
Yeah.
Good way to put it.
I also, or even more so, was very disappointed, or am very disappointed in the movie. It felt very late '80s, early '90s action movie. It felt like a pre-Bruckheimer action film. We've come so far.
A pre-Bruck?
In the way we visualize futures, and this felt like the future from Back to the Future Part 2.
One of my favorite futures, let's be honest.
Well, even more so than a movie like the
fruition.
comic was very reminiscent of Blade Runner. It's a noir.
Yeah.
It's dark. It's interesting, and this world was none of that.
That's true.
And yet it could. I mean, it's a noir story.
Yeah.
Did not feel that way visually or tonally. There were 2 action sequences in the movie. One was okay. All the effects needed way more time in the oven, I thought.
Well, it seemed like they were baking a lot more on making them look like young versions of themselves.
Which also was a very old school looking effect. And I mean, if any movie could have benefited from Stan Winston, who may rest in peace, but or his studio, any movie that could have benefited from practical effects, is a robot movie like this. And it seemed like they were few and far between. It did not do anything justice from the comic, and not only that, but there is a prequel to this as well, comic book wise, that yours truly has a quote on the back cover. So I really recommend reading both of those comics
and the back cover
a few times before you
This is one of those things where I'm like, if it's on Sunday on high def HBO, watch it, enjoy it. You know what I mean? That's what I told Heather to do. She was like, should I go see it? And I go,